Welcome back, guys. Amar here, and today we are gonna add our UI to our Mr. Bullet project. So first of all, what are we gonna create? We're gonna create two buttons up here, which will be the exit one and the restart one. And then we're gonna add the bullets inside that will say how many bullets we have, and then how many ammo we have, and then what kind of ammo do we have. We have like black bullets and we have golden ones. So once we kill our enemy with golden one and we used only that one, then we pass the level with 3 stars. If we kill or destroy or pass the level with maybe one less black bullet, then we will pass with 2 stars, and so on and so forth. So let's get started. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a UI image, and bam, we create the 3 game objects. We have our canvas, we have our image, and we have our event system. Our canvas is there to represent our game UI. As for the canvas, this is a must game object to be a parent of every single UI. So this image will not be visible if I put it like over here, but as soon as I put it inside of the game UI, you can see it over here. But right now, bam, you do not see it, bam, you see it. So what does this mean? This means that this object, this image, or this UI object has to be the child of the game UI. And then inside of the game UI, we have like canvas, canvas scaler, and graphic raycaster. Our canvas will represent what kind of mode we want. The current mode is screen space overlay. It means that it's going to be on top of everything. So it doesn't matter what's going to be here, it's going to be on top of it. Then we have like the one that will be a screen space camera. This will solely depend on the camera. Sometimes, as you can see right now, this will be, when it's depending on the camera, then you have a sorting layer that you can choose. So you have to, maybe you want some UI to be on top of something, but you really don't want to be on top of everything. In our case, we want our UI to be on top of everything, so we're going to use overlay. And then we have our world space. This is mostly used for 3D, like when you want to represent maybe a quest from far away, and then when you represent a quest from far away, it's going to look like it's far. And when you come close to it, it's going to look bigger. So it's more of 3D thing. I pretty much used it maybe once in my lifetime just to test it out. So it's really not important, and we're going to use screen space overlay. Or you can use camera and then just add another layer, which will be our UI, which will be on top of everything. As for the UI scale mode, it has 3 options: constant pixel size, scale with screen size, and this one I never use, nor probably I will. So the constant pixel size is just a factor, like the same thing as here when we did, where's our sprites, when we did for our BG, like this pixels per unit, it's almost the same, like how the scale factor of our image or our UI, how it's gonna be. Then we have our scale with screen size. This will scale depending on the screen size. So right now you can see it was lower and now it's bigger because our resolution is different. Now if I put the resolution that we had, it's going to be the same exact thing. So 180 by 11220. You can see, remember this, and bam, 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 it's the same because we put it the same resolution here. Here you can match, do you want to match width or height? Now this will change itself. When you want to change the width, it means that when I change the width of this, of my resolution, it's going to stay the same. But when you say it's matching the height, that means it is going to match the height, and then it's going to be depending on the height. So if not, doesn't matter if it's bigger or smaller, it's going to scale well. But here we want to say 0.5, which means scale width and height perfectly. So it's not 60, it's 20. So that was a problem as well. Now I am going to use constant pixel size because it's not really necessary to change it. And last but not least, we have our event system. This helps out our game UI to click on the button to actually have to recognize where our mouse is. Later on, we will use it to find where our mouse current is. And then when we click on something we don't want to shoot, and so on and so forth, you will see. And then we have our image, and this is just an image UI that you can put any sprite you want. And in our case, we want to delete that. I just want to show you that we're going to create the game UI and event system whenever you create a UI. Inside of the game UI, we're going to create an empty game object. This will be our top HUD. This is what I call it. We're going to make it top and then scale. So we're going to make it top stretch. To do that immediately, we're going to hold down alternative key and just watch this rectangle. Bam, it went up. Then press T, and this is where we're going to position our top HUD. So maybe it's too big, a bit lower, like this. The first thing I'm going to add will be a UI button, and I'm going to put it onto the top right, and this will be our restart. So I'm just going to call it restart, and after you call it a restart, go ahead to image, and here change to our white restart, like this, white restart. I'm going to set native size, and I'm gonna make it black so you can see it better. And voila. If you think it's too big, too small, play around it. I think it's too big, so I am gonna small it a tiny bit. And here we go, we have our restart. Now we're gonna duplicate that by pressing Ctrl+D on our keyboard. Make it on the left side. Bam, a bit to the right, like this. And we're just gonna change this from white restart to X mark. So X mark, come on, X mark 64. And scale that down a bit. Bam, and there we go, we have our exit button. So this will make us go back to main menu. Right now we don't have main menu, and we're not gonna program that, but we can focus on to our start. Then what we're gonna add is we're gonna create another empty game object, and this will be our bullet holder. So bullets. Here inside will be our bullets. I'm gonna leave it as it is right now, except I'm gonna add a horizontal layout group, which will be into the middle center, and spacing and padding, I'm gonna show you what is that in the second. So right now, if I go ahead and add a UI image, for example, our bullet 1, golden one, set native size, it's too small, let me make it bigger, come on. I'm pressing T, but I don't see it because it's too small. This is cool. So 60 by 60, and I'm gonna call this golden bullet. Right now, if I remove this and I duplicate my golden bullet, I will have to reposition it here, then reposition it here, then position it here. But if I have my horizontal layout group, this will just sort out things for me. So if I duplicate this, it will sort out things for me. Now what do we want? We want the spacing to be smaller, so they're kind of stacked like this, and we want to reposition it to be like in the middle, so somewhere around here, because we're gonna have like 90% of the time we're gonna have at least 4 bullets, and we want to have this to have. So if I delete it, not delete everything, but if I delete golden bullet 1, I'm gonna end up to here, then to here, then to here, and then bam, we have it one last, which is not perfectly in the middle. So let me try to position this at the middle, and right now, okay, what can we do about it? We can just make it a bit more to the left. We can use our padding, so I'm gonna make it minus maybe 5, not 5, maybe 10 or 15, 10, no, 15. Yeah, I'm gonna make it, okay, minus 20. Minus 20, not plus, but minus 20 on the left side, and this should be good. So right now we have our golden bullet, and we're gonna create one more, which is our bullet 0. And bullet 1. This will represent our, I'm gonna call them black bullets because they are black bullets, but also what we can call them is kind of bronze, even though this is not bronze one. Never mind. And if I switch size, this is what's gonna happen. Now, I do think, no, it's cool. I think it's cool. Spacing a bit more. Okay, this doesn't work on 2. So yeah, now we have our black bullet, golden bullet, and what can we do else? Well, basically we're gonna prefab them. Believe it or not, we're gonna create a subfolder for the UI prefab, and here we're gonna prefab our black bullets. Black bullet, not bullets, like this. alright, I'm gonna copy and paste it here, and we're gonna have our golden bullet. Now we can delete it, and then we're gonna add them to our code. So to do that, we're gonna go back to our game manager and open it up in Visual Studio. Once we are here, we're gonna add a public integer black bullets, and public integer our golden bullets. Now by default, we're gonna have one golden bullet, and we're gonna have 3 black bullets. And then inside of the start function, what are we gonna do is pretty simple. We're gonna change to awake. That's first thing, awake, because awake starts first. And here we're gonna say find object of type, and we're searching for the player controller, so player controller dot ammo or ammo equals to black bullets plus our golden bullets, and then add a semicolon. After that one, what are we gonna do is we're gonna spawn how many black bullets we have and how many golden bullets we have. And to do that, we need our 2, so public game object black bullet and then golden bullet, and add a semicolon. So here, what are we gonna do? We're gonna say for int, so for int I, if I is less than black bullets, then we're gonna say game object, not manager, but game object bb temporary equals to our instantiate, and we're instantiating our black bullet like this, and we're setting just the parent of our bb temp dot set transform dot set parent to be equal to, or just here inside of it, not equal to our game object dot find, and we're searching for the bullets, so bullets, and then add a semicolon. And here we have a problem. A black bullet, it's a public, not a game manager, but game object. That's what I want. And then we're searching for the game object dot bullets dot transform and semicolon. Now we're gonna copy this, paste it down. We're gonna call this golden bullet. We're gonna change from black to golden, and we're saying that our GB equals to that and golden bullet equals to this. So right now, if I go back to Unity, I can attach my, where is golden bullet? This is a black bullet, where is it? And then we have a golden one, so golden bullet, and if I click play, we should see that we have an error. We have an error, silly me. So if I equals to S, like this, and now if I click play, we should spawn 3 black bullets and 1 golden, and here we go. So right now we have them, but they're not useful, because right now they do not, they do represent how many ammo we have, but when we shoot, they're not disappearing, nothing's happening to them. So we are about to change that. How are we going to do that? Well, that will be done inside of our game manager. So if I go back to game manager, we're going to have a function same as we have for the public enemy check count. We're going to have public void. I'm not sure never mind. I probably made a mistake while talking. So we're going to create a public void check bullets. So same as check enemy count, check bullets, open close parentheses, and then open curly brackets. So you don't get confused. I just think of what I said for the check enemy count, and I think I misspelled it somewhere. So never mind that. And here we're going to check if our golden bullets, so golden bullets, that will represent our integer. If it's greater than 0, then what are we going to do? We're going to say golden bullets. Come on, we're going to paste then golden bullets minus minus. So we're going to remove 1 after we check. And then, not the bullet, but bullets, like this. We're going to remove 1, and we're going to say game object dot find object with tag, and we're searching for the golden bullet dot set active to be false. So whenever we shoot, we're going to remove a golden bullet if we have one. If we don't have a golden bullet, so else if our black bullets is greater than 0, then only then we're going to check for the black ones, and we're going to do the exact same thing. So copy this, change it from black bullets to golden, change this from golden bullet to black bullet, like this. And we are pretty much good to go. When are we going to call this? Well, we're going to call this inside of our player controller. Whenever we shoot, we're going to say find object of type game manager, open close parentheses, dot check bullets, open close parentheses, and semicolon. I think I have here a game manager. I'm not sure. I don't. So yeah, for now, I am going to use find object of type. So right now, if I go back, click play, you're going to see that when I shoot, we're going to, okay, I forgot to add a tag. So add a tag. So we're going to add our black bullet. So black bullet. And we're going to add our golden one. So golden bullet. So let's go back to the project, prefabs, UI, black bullet, a tag with the black one, golden one with the golden one, and we can test it out. Hopefully no errors this time. So shoot it, bam, 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 bam. There we go, game over, and then we are finished with our game. Now I do think that I'm gonna put this again at 0, and I'm gonna move the bullets a bit to the side, because for some reason it's giving me a weird odd that this is not supposed to be like this. It's basically be a bit less like this, because it's all good until we get to 2. And right now, what? As you can see, bam, this is like a big space in between all of a sudden. Like the more we have them, it's easier, but then when we get left to 2, it's a big hole. But right now, I think it's fixed. I think it looks great. Now, you may think, what are we going to do with exit and restart? Well, basically, we're going to program them inside of the game manager, and this will be the easiest part of this whole video. We're going to add using Unity engine dot scene management, so we can actually access the scene and change it and do whatever we want with it. So right now, I'm not going to have a print game over. What I'm going to have is a public void restart, open close parentheses, and then curly brackets, where we're going to say scene manager dot load scene, and this will load any scene we have. If you go to the Control Shift B, you're going to open up our build settings. Right here, you will have only one scene. Later on, we're going to have like 16, 17 scenes, depending on how many levels we have, and then +1 for the main menu. And they are represented by the name. They're represented by the name or by this number over here. If you want to call the level scene 1, you're going to have here load scene 0. But what's the problem? When you want to restart a level, you're not going to have only one level. So let's imagine you're at a level 3, which is probably like 3 or 4. It's not 0, and you load scene 0. That means you're going back to the first level. If it's that the mechanic you want, you're good to go. But if it's not, what you're going to do is you're going to say scene manager dot get active scene, which is the current scene, dot build index. And we're searching for the current scene that is activated, and we're searching for its build index. Right now we have only one scene, so it will not matter if I use this or if I use 0. It really doesn't matter because we have only one scene. But it's a good practice to use this, because later on we will need it and we will use it as it is with this code, because otherwise it cannot work. So if I go back here, I'm going to click on the restart, and then you have this on-click effect. Now this on-click effect is only for the button, so when you click it, what do you want that to happen? Well, you want to attach the game manager, and you want to search for the game manager restart. And right now, if I click play, I can shoot the bullet and I can boom, restart the game. Boom, shoot the bullet, restart the game. And now we have a problem. When I click on it, I start shooting, and then bam, I restart. As you can see, now what's the problem with it? It gives like a weird feeling. So for example, if I were to click an X and I miss it, or something like it, or if I want to click some UI and I miss it, it's just gonna shoot out the bullet for no reason. And we do not want that. So we are gonna restrict our player from doing that. And we're gonna do it with our event system. To do it, we're gonna go to the player, open player controller. We are gonna add our private, or just add a boolean, is mouse over UI, open close parentheses, and then curly brackets. Here we're gonna say using event system, so we need that. So using Unity engine dot event systems, semicolon, and then we're gonna say return event system dot is pointer, what was the name, event dot is, it's event systems, so event systems dot current, so meaning current event system that is used, dot is pointer over game object, open close parentheses, dot semicolon. And what are we gonna check? Well, we're gonna check if this is not true, so is over mouse over UI. If it's not true, then we can do it. If it's true, we're not gonna do it. So if I go back, click play, I can shoot a bullet. If I go to the X, I will not even aim. That's the thing, I will not even aim. And if I click restart, I'm just gonna restart my game. And voila, that will be great. So that is great. Bam. And here we have a bug now when I go past it. But that will be easy fixable. I mean, like an easy fix to it. If you don't like that, you can just add a private boolean. A private boolean start equals false. When you put start, if start and start is false, then you're gonna activate this. But as soon as you put down your mouse, you're gonna say start equals to true. True, add a semicolon, and then you go back. And on the release, you have to say start equals false, so you can go back to it. So false. If I go back, click play, and voila, problem solved. We can finish off the video because it's probably too long. So yeah, guys, that will be it for this one, and I will see you in the next. Goodbye.